Yeah, hello everyone. Welcome to another session on Java programming. So this is Jani Basha from KHIT presenting Java programming course for all the second year BTech students, JNT Canada. So let's begin with having a brief introduction regarding the Java programming. So in this session, I'm going to cover introduction to Java, and we'll try to find out the history of Java. That means where it has been evolved, when it has been introduced. Okay, so then we'll cover what are the main points of Java, that means features of Java, or we can say that Java buzzwords. And we try to learn about the Java environment where we execute the program, and how to compile the program, and then how to execute it, all these things. And we'll try to find out what is the Java virtual machine, how it works. Okay, so these are the points I'm going to cover in this session. So let me introduce the Java programming language. See, before Java programming, there are already the programming languages which are prominent and which are very familiar to all the people, like C and C++. But the problem with the C and C++, it is they are not portable languages and they are not platform independent languages. Okay, so the basic idea why the Java language has been introduced is, one is the portability, and the second thing is introduction of World Wide Web. Okay, so in the late 1990s, World Wide Web has been introduced to the world. Then people started using the internet and everything. So the emerging of this internet will give boost to the Java programming language especially. Okay, so we'll try to find out how these are how these two reasons are implemented in Java, and how it has been used in the familiarity of Java programming. Okay, and one more thing is portability and the security, which are very much focused on Java programming languages. Okay, so let's talk about the reason why Java has been more prominent than C and C++. One is the platform independent. See, the previous languages that we learn is purely based on it also has some of the features of Java programming, like C++ is also an object-oriented programming language, but it is not platform independent. The reason, the point, what is a platform independent is you cannot run your program on any kind of hardware device. So with the help of Java programming, we try to introduce the Java programming language on the consumer electronic devices such as washing machines, refrigerators, air conditioners, and all these things. Okay, so uh, that's why it is very familiar. Java programming, uh, Java can be introduced, or the program written in Java can be run on any kind of hardware, like embedded systems, like where we have a small electronic circuit board, then we can also embed your program onto that particular machine. So that's why it is more famous. Okay. And then the introduction of World Wide Web, because Java programming develops an application such as applications called as applets, which are easy to run on the web browsers. Okay, so at the late 1990s, internet has been evolved. At the same time, the Java is getting famous, and then Java has introduced the concept of applets, which runs with the help of a browser. So, which are small programs which can be executed without compiling. So these are the two reasons why Java has been more familiar than any other languages. Okay, so obviously the portability and the security also one of the main point. Okay, so coming to the history of Java programming, Java has been introduced by James Gosling and Patrick Norton along with their colleagues in Sun Microsystems, the company called Sun Microsystems. At that company, they have introduced these Java language. Later, the Java has been introduced as work. Okay, so first it is named as work, and then it is renamed as Java in the year 1995. Okay, and later the Java, which is a language of Sun Microsystems, has been acquired by Oracle Oracle company. So Oracle is a prominent company developing databases. So in the year 2010, Java has been acquired by Oracle. So the software wing of Java, that means the software edition of Sun Microsystems, has been acquired by the Oracle company. So from the evolution, that means from the development of Java, JDK means Java Development Kit. They have developed a software which runs on any desktop. So at the year 1996, JDK 1.0 has been introduced. Later in the year 1997, 1.1, and then 1.2, 3, 4, like that, some different versions of Java has been released. Okay. So basically Java comes with the 3 different editions. J2SC, which is a Java 2 standard edition, which is used to develop for client-side applications, like standalone application, the small application which runs in a desktop. Okay. Then J2ME, which is a Java micro edition to develop applications for mobile devices such as cell phones. J2EE, which is a Java enterprise edition to develop server-side applications such as Java servlets. Okay, so for server programming, we can use J2EE, which is an enterprise edition, which is used in big companies to develop server-side programming. There are J2ME, which is a micro edition, which is used to develop mobile applications. The J2SC is the standard edition, which is used to develop the standard applications, which runs in a normal desktop systems. Okay, so these are 3 different editions of Java we have. Then, what is Java basically? Java is obviously Java is an object-oriented programming language. So, which we acquire all the properties from the C++. Okay, so the basic concept of C++ object-oriented language that has been incorporated into Java also. Then Java is basically a write once run anywhere program, where we can write your program and run anywhere. Okay. So that is what I am saying, that we can write our program in one computer and we can run this program on any hardware. Whether that hardware might contain a Linux operating system or Windows operating system or a Mac OS or any kind of operating system, we can run that software. Or we can run that application on other micro devices also, like embedded systems. Like I said, refrigerators, air conditioners, all these things. Okay, and designed for easy web or internet applications. So with the help of Java programming, we can develop internet applications where we can easily run on any web browser. Okay, and widespread acceptance. Because of these features, Java has been accepted worldwide and it is acquired very quickly. So that is about Java for you. Then how can we differ this from C language? So we can find out some of the different features which differ Java from C language. The major difference is that C is the structure oriented, where we write the program in every structure like functions and everything. Whereas Java is an object oriented language, so we define the classes and objects mechanism. And the next one is we focus on Java does not support explicit pointer type. That means we don't have any concept of pointers in Java like in C language, because everything will be done with the help of an object. So object itself refer directly onto the memory location. So that's why we don't have any concept of pointers in Java. Next thing is Java does not have any preprocessor statements such as like hash define, hash include. Okay, so we have something called import statements here in Java. And Java does not include any structures, unions, and enumerated data types. Okay, so basically this is an object-oriented programming language, so we don't have all these things. And Java has totally 50 keywords, like goto and size of and type def keywords are not available in Java. So we'll cover that keyword session in keyword topic in other session. Okay, and We don't have any go-to statements in Java, but we have break and continue. Likewise, in C language, we have break and continue statements, but we don't have any go-to statements. And Java adds many features required for the object-oriented programming. So other than C language, Java have so many features like polymorphism, abstraction, all these different kind of things in which are included in Java programming. And how it is different from C++. So let's focus on C++ language. So features removed in Java. So Java does not support pointers to avoid unauthorized access of memory locations. So we don't have these kind of pointers section in Java. Java does not include structures on unions that already we learned about. So Java does not support operator overloading. Okay, like in C++ we have an operator overloading concept. So here we cannot have any operator overloading. Next, preprocessor plays less importance role in C++ and so eliminated entirely in Java. So preprocessor statements, likewise, I told you in the previous section, like hash, define, hash, include, all these can be removed in Java. And Java does not perform any automatic type conversion. Java is different from C++. Like we have some of the concepts which are removed in Java, which are there in C++. Okay, so all these concepts has been removed from Java. Like it does not support pointers and it does not support operator overloading, and preprocessor statements are entirely eliminated in Java. Whereas automatic type conversions, those can also be removed from Java. Okay, so how far Java is different from other languages is it adds some of the different features other than C and C++. So multi-threading is one of the basic concepts which is very prominent and very useful programming concept. So which allows you two or more users of the same program to execute concurrently. Let us suppose if I quote an example for this particular kind of concept is online ticket reservation. So many people can log in into the same time and they can have reservations and they can have ticket bookings. Okay, so this concept is entirely based on the multi-threading concept. Okay, so which is very useful for programming concepts, which has been introduced in Java. Next, C++ has a set of library functions that uses a common header file, but Java replaces it with the own set of API classes. So Java has a different set of packages and interfaces where we have a bundle of library files, huge number of library files which are very useful for which are very useful for our programming. So it has its own set of API. API means application programming interface, where we have huge set of packages like library functions, library files. All these are bundled in the packages. So wherever the kind of programming it is required, so you can add that set of API to your program. And the next thing is it adds packages and interface. So that's what I said, that the packages contains all the different applications, all the different predefined functions which are available in packages. Next, Java supports automatic garbage collection. Like this concept is very new in Java, which is not there in C and C++. That means all the unused objects which are there in the program are automatically collected and it is made available for the next program. Okay, so nobody has to free the memory or deallocate the memory. So it is done automatically with the help of this concept called garbage collection. Next, break and continue statements has been enhanced in Java to accept labels as targets. So break and continue, these two are already there in C and C++, which are also used in Java, but with different enhancement. Okay, so the next, use of Unicode characters uses portability. So Java uses a different Unicode So which is acceptable by all kind of hardwares, all kind of operating systems. Next thing is, so Java buzzwords, as we call it as features of Java buzzwords. So we have some different features. Java is very simple language. Anybody can learn easily. Okay, so without the basic knowledge, with the basic knowledge of C language, we can learn Java. So it is very simple language as if I consider. Next thing is Java is an object-oriented language. Object-oriented means this is the main thing, or this is the heart of the Java programming language. So Java accepts object-oriented programming language. So it contains the concepts of classes and objects, encapsulation, polymorphism, and all these concepts are there. So like Java has concept called abstraction. Abstraction means hiding all the inner details and wrapping the program in a protective layer so that others cannot interfere and use the programs. That is an abstraction. Next, coming to inheritance. Inheritance means acquiring the properties of the upper class. That is called as an inheritance. Next, we have polymorphism. Polymorphism means same function acting in different ways. Based on the input we are providing, it acts as a different ways. Okay. And other thing we have is encapsulation. Encapsulation means protecting, binding the code and data in a single unit, so that it can be it cannot be used without any proper authorization. So that is for encapsulation. So all these basic features are implemented in Java, and Java is a distributed. That means Java used with the network programming. Java can be used with network programming, where your program can be acting as a distributed environment like internet. Okay, and next thing, Java is interpreted. So each and every statement of Java is interpreted with the help of JVM, Java Virtual Machine, that we learn in the next part. And Java is very robust language. Robust means we can use this program in any platform, any kind of hardware rigorously. Any number of times, if you want to execute the program, it will give the same result. Okay, that is called as a robust. And the Java is architectural neutral. Architectural neutral means architectural neutral means okay. So architecture neutral is the next thing. Architecture neutral means that is what I've said earlier. That is, the Java program can be deployed on any different platforms or like different hardwares, and we can execute the program. So only thing is you require a JVM, Java Virtual Machine, which is used to run your programs. That's it. Okay. So that is called as architecture. Is portable. That's what that's what I have said with the architecture neutral. Portability, the same thing, that portability means we can run our program on any kind of a platform, any kind of hardware. So with the help of object-oriented programming and everything, Java performance is very high compared to other programming languages. And the multi-thread concept, this is very new concept in Java, which is not there in other programming like C and C++. Like I said, we can multiple number of users can access the same program without bothering about the security issues. Okay, so the next thing is Java is dynamic. So within the fraction of seconds, you will get the output, and it is very it is very helpful for or it is very used to execute your programs on any kind of internet or any kind of a hardware. So it will give the results very quickly. And finally, Java is very secure programming language. So we have the concept of access specifiers. So by writing public, private, and protected keywords, we can protect our program from the unauthorized access. So all these are called as the Java buzzwords. Okay, so these are all also called as the features. Next, Java environment. So how the Java is developed? Java includes many development tools, classes, and methods. So all the development tools are part of a JDK, that is Java Development Toolkit. Okay, JDK is there. So Java Development Toolkit, which is necessary to install in your computer to execute the Java programming. Next, the classes and methods are a part of JSL, Java Standard Library, which is also known as Application Programming Interface. So this API, whatever we're talking about, this API is very, very important word here. So all your necessary library files and everything will be a part of API. Okay, so those APIs has to be installed in your computer to execute your Java programs. Next, JDK consists of tools like Java compiler and Java interpreter. Okay, so and the API also includes many number of classes and methods which are grouped into several packages. Suppose when I say java.util or java.io.star. So IO is a package where all the IO related input and output related methods and classes are grouped into a package called IO. So if you want to use this package, you need to import the import the space java.io.star. Okay, so these are the packages which you need to implement. So altogether we can call it as a JDK, Java Development Kit, which is necessary to be installed in your computer to execute your program. Okay. So you can see Java is an architecture neutral point, so which I discussed in Java buzzwords. So here is your Java program. The initial thing, Java code is .java file. So that .java file is given to the compiler. It will check out all the syntax errors, and if you don't have any syntax error, then it will convert your code into bytecode. Okay, so which is in a dot class form. So .java file is converted into .class file. Okay, so later on you have a JVM, which is which convert your bytecode into the necessary output information. So each and every hardware system is having its different JVM. Here you can see that Windows is having a different JVM. Linux operating system is having a different JVM. macOS is also having a different JVM. So these JVMs are useful for converting your bytecode into necessary output information. Okay, so this is how the Java program is executed. So your .java file is compiled and converted into .class file. So the .class file contains all the bytecode information, which is nothing but zeros and ones. Okay, so these zeros and ones is converted into JVM. These zeros and ones will be converted by JVM into the operating system information, which is helpful to you. Okay, so each and every operating system having a different JVM installed in their computers. Next, so this JVM is nothing but we can call it the JVM functionality is based on the bytecode information. So what is this bytecode? Bytecode is a different kind of information. As you can see here, bytecode is a highly optimized set of instructions designed to execute by the Java runtime system, which is called as a Java virtual machine. So bytecode is nothing but it's a zeros and ones information, which is a set of instructions designed to execute by the Java runtime machine. Okay, so JVM is a thing, a software unit which executes your bytecode information. Okay, so this is how bytecode helps you to convert your program and execute. Okay, as I'll show you a small set of Okay, see here, you can see this information. So your sample Java code is a sample Java code will be converted by using a Java C statement. We can compile your Java program, and then that compiled program will be called as a dot class sample dot class file, which is a bytecode information. So this bytecode contains all your ones and zeros information. And we can see here each and every operating system is having a different set of JVM. So only thing is JVM should be installed on your system. Then automatically we can execute. Then automatically we can execute this on any kind of a platform. Only thing is related to that operating system, we should have a JVM. Okay, so we have a JVM for Windows, we have a JVM for Unix, we have a JVM for Mac OS, and JVM for mobile also. Okay, so I'll just every machine is having its own JVM. So your bytecode will be transferred to that particular JVM, then JVM will convert it into the required output information. Okay, so as you can see, the class file will be loaded first, then bytecode is verified, and then it is interpreted, and the runtime system will try to execute that on your particular hardware. Okay, so that is how the program is executed. And coming to the Java features, as I said that Java is more object oriented. So let's focus on some of the points of object oriented. Let's see here. So the basic object-oriented principle is abstraction. So what is meant by abstraction is nothing but hiding all the complexities of the inner details and showing only the basic elements of a particular unit. Suppose let us think that human is a example for abstraction, because human body contains heart system, lungs system, and everything. All these different systems are hidden with the a layer of a skin. So by externally, we cannot able to see what are the different systems that exist in the human body, but outer part, we can able to see only the skin. Okay, so behind that, there are so many systems running behind. So human body is an abstraction example for the abstraction. Similarly, you can think of a car as a set of uh, abstraction unit, because uh, but as the outer part of the car, you can able to see a well-designed outer layer of the car, but internally it has so many different systems like brake system, engine system, okay, then accelerator system, all the gear system is there. So everything is like all the different mechanisms are included, but they are all covered with a well-designed layer. So similarly, program may contain so many complexities inside, but as the outer structure of the program, you need to have a good class definition. So that is what abstraction means. Okay. Similarly, we have the concept of encapsulation. Encapsulation means it is the mechanism that binds together code and data it manipulates. That means it will a protective wrapper that prevents the code and data being accessed by the other user. Like code and data, whatever the code we are writing and the data that works on the code, it is covered with a protective layer like access specifiers like public, private, and protected, so that only the authorized persons can access that particular program. Okay, so this is how we can protect the data. So that is called as the encapsulation here. So that for this we have given a small, very deep discussion here, but we don't have to bother about that. Just we concentrate on what are the main things. And the next thing is inheritance. Inheritance is nothing but it is a process by which one object acquires the properties of the other object. Like, see, as an example, you can able to see here. See, there is an animal. This is the animal class. In that animal, we have mammals and reptiles. Again, mammals, there are two types. They are canine and feline. Then again, domesticus and lupus. So all these are nothing but providing the generalization class called as an animal. Okay. So here also in programming, inheritance means we are writing so many different classes: class 1, class 2, class 3, and class 4. All these classes can be inherited to one another so that they can exchange the properties of the other classes. Okay, so that is how inheritance will helps you to understand. Inheritance will helps you to share the information or to generalize the classes. Okay, so that is where the inheritance works. Suppose there is an animal class which it has 3 attributes: sex, age, and weight. Okay, then again, mammal is inheriting all the properties of animal. Okay, then this mammal class is again having two different things, which are the litter size and gestation period. Okay, like this. So this is the class 1, this is class 2, and this is class 3. So if you want to acquire the properties, we can acquire these properties with the help of this inheritance concept. That is what the basic inheritance means. Okay, next we have the concept of polymorphism. Polymorphism, the general example I can give you here is same method can be acting as a different parameter, same method can be acting as a different thing in different situation. For example, the basic example is you can consider this a stack. A stack is nothing but which is a last in first out data structure, which might have a program that requires 3 types of stacks. Suppose in your program you require 3 types of stacks. One stack is used for integers, one is for floating point, and one is for characters. But the operations that we do on stack is same. That is, what are the operations that we can do on stack? Pop and push operations. So the structure and operations are similar, but only thing different is you are changing the values. That means one time you are using that stack for storing the integer values, at another time you are storing the stack for inserting floating point values, and another time you want to use that stack for the characters. So only thing is you are changing the input values, but you are using the same stack at different situations. So that is what you need to observe here. The same stack can be used for different purposes in different times. Okay, so that is what the general classification, general example of understanding the polymorphism. So polymorphism means one function can be acting in different ways based on the input. Okay, so to support this concept of polymorphism, we have to support this concept, we have method overloading concept, which is there in Java. Okay, so which I can discuss in the later classes. So that is about the introduction for Java. So we covered the basic things from the basic elements, like we covered the introduction, where it has been why the Java has been more important than the other languages. Then we have discussed about the history of Java. So the founder of the founder of Java is nothing but James Gosling, who is a Sun Microsystem employee. Then later it has been acquired by Oracle in the year 2010 or something. Okay, it's around 2010. So that is about the brief history and the different versions which are available in Java. So how it has been evolved. First it is named as Oak, then it has been replaced as a Java. Okay. Next, we have seen about the different editions of Java, which is standard edition, Java's a standard edition, and next one is the Java's micro edition, and next one is Java's enterprise edition. So we have discussed about where it has used, where it will be used, all these different versions. Okay. Then other different types of features that Java has is it is an object-oriented language, which it has a facility of write once and run anywhere. Okay. So, which is on web and internet applications. Next thing we have how far Java is different from C language and C++. So that's also we have covered here. So the basic, the main features which has been added in Java is nothing but multi-threading concept and APIs. So application programming interface. So these APIs are very useful for executing your own set of programs. And we have a garbage collection concept which is different in Java here, which other programming language doesn't have. Next, so these are the different buzzwords. Buzzwords means the popular features or the popular characteristics of Java. So that's we have discussed, which is very simple, object-oriented, distributed, interpreted, all these different things. Java is strong in these points. Okay, then how the Java code is executed. How the Java code is executed. So Java file is, we write the programming notepad file, then that notepad file is given to a Java compiler. So Java compiler will try to compile the statements in notepad file. Then we convert that Java compiler file into a bytecode information. So that bytecode is which is helpful for converting. A bytecode is nothing but which contains the information in zeros and ones. Then it will be given to the JVM, Java Virtual Machine. So that JVM will be trying to convert your bytecode information and display the output based on the operating system that we have. Okay, so in this slide, I will try to explain the bytecode information. So bytecode is nothing but it is a highly optimized set of instructions designed to be executed by the Java runtime system. Okay. So these are all the different features that we have in Java. Okay, so later we have discussed what are the object-oriented paradigms. That means inheritance, polymorphism, abstraction, and encapsulation. So these are the very basic building blocks of Java programming. So once we start the concepts of classes and objects, we'll be trying to learn about in detail regarding the polymorphism, abstraction, encapsulation, and all these things. Okay. Okay, so that's it for this session. So next session we'll try to cover the sample program of Java, then how to compile the program, how to execute the program, all these things we can cover in the next class. Thank you.